Hi, my name is Tami Forrest. I am a daughter, a wife, a mother, a healthcare professional, a fitness trainer, and I'm also someone who has had challenges with mental health her whole life. So I look back at the first couple weeks of my first child's life, and I don't remember them. All I can remember is feeling helpless, feeling lost, secluded, and very alone. I had family around, I had friends, but in my own mind, I was failing. I felt like anything my child needed, I couldn't give to them myself. I worried about everything. I'd been around children my whole life, lots of my friends had kids, and I really felt prepared going into motherhood. However, for me, this was not the case. I was not sleeping, not eating, and for days, sleeping was not an option because the anxiety in my head would never quiet. Because of the anxiety in my head and because I wasn't sleeping, anytime I did try to eat, it just made me sick. I felt sick to my stomach. I felt like it wasn't worth that feeling, so I just wouldn't eat. I was breastfeeding, and my milk kind of had lost its production. So in turn, my baby became very fussy and was crying a lot. Now, because of the crying, again, that made me more anxious, made me feel nauseous. Sometimes I would actually physically throw up because I couldn't handle the sound of the crying and the fact that I couldn't fix it, I couldn't help him. So after a couple of weeks of feeling completely lost, completely sad, I decided to reach out to my family doctor and let him know how I was feeling. And he had prescribed some medications for me to start taking to help me feel better. They were just sort of an antidepressant pill. So I went to bed hoping that taking these pills would start to help me. My husband had noticed that I was starting to really slip. So the one day he was going to go to work and he decided that he was going to stay home. I actually begged him to stay home. I knew something was going on with me. I knew it was severe. And even though I couldn't tell him, I was very lost and I was worried about myself and being alone with the baby. So he stayed home. He took the baby for a walk. And at that point, I realized that it was my time to go. I felt like such a failure to my husband. He was constantly worrying about me. I felt like a failure to my family. My mom and dad, my in-laws were constantly checking in on me, thinking they were doing the right thing, but it really just made me feel more lost because why couldn't I look after my child? Why couldn't I do the simple things that all these other mothers are able to do? Or so I thought. Why wasn't I able to get ready, go to the park, go to the play centers, chat with other moms? That was the last thing that I ever thought I would be able to do at that point. And again, it made me feel like such a failure. So I decided that I would take all the pills that my doctor had prescribed to me and take my own life. Thankfully, my husband came through the door, and let's just say I've never seen that sort of a look on anyone's face before. He was so scared and he was so worried. He didn't have words. All he said is, "I'm calling the doctor and we're taking you in." So the doctor got me hooked up at the mental health hospital. I just needed some time to be able to catch up and to have a shower and to do the simple things again that I had forgotten or lost passion to do. Where I was right outside City Hospital, and so I would go for walks, get fresh air, and I was eventually starting to feel a little bit better by the end of the week. So they sent me home, and I was set up with a psychiatrist to see as an outpatient, and I was also introduced to an amazing program that is for women with postpartum depression, and it's a support group. It was awesome because for the first time in weeks, I felt like I belonged somewhere. I walked into this room full of beautiful and amazing, strong women. And to feel like other women were having the same or similar struggles made me feel so comforted because I knew that I would pull through this if some of them were able to. And the support and love that came from this group was a huge part of my recovery. From there, I did the outpatient therapy with my psychiatrist. I slowly got eating again, drinking again, started getting outside, which for me was a huge part of my recovery. I've always been into working out and trying to be healthy and fit, but realizing the connection between exercise and my mental health was life-changing. But as this journey has gone on, I have been so blessed to have been able to reach out to other women that are going through this as well. Having that connection and being able to support other women and men and families that are going through PPD is, I think, in the long haul, the reason why I was given this battle. I feel like I was able to persevere because I can offer so much support to others and basically offer them hope. And I feel like through my journey and through my life, I've been able to do that for women, and it makes me feel good about myself, and it makes me feel like my support has made a difference in